talk to you about the differences between the YEV Standard and the YEV Pro. So the first thing you want to notice is the wonderful finishes, but underneath these finishes are amazing Tonewoods, and they are different between the two instruments. On the YEV Standard, we have a 5-layer body made of maple, spruce, and mahogany with the walnut infinity hoop. The neck is made out of rosewood. And on the YEV Pro, we have spruce on the top, maple on the back and the neck, and then still the walnut infinity loop. On the YEV Standard, it's ebony pegs, industry standard for like traditional violins. On the YEV Pro, they're actually Whitner fine-tuned pegs. You can really crank them to get it in tune without busting an ebony peg, and they're also less susceptible to temperature or humidity issues that you might have with wood on wood. The YEV Standard is going to be a solid body instrument. It is solid body wood. The Pro has an acoustic resonance chamber built into it, so the inside is actually hollow, which gives it a little bit more resonance, a little bit more richness, but it doesn't take away from necessarily the tone on the YEV Standard. It's a lot of personal preference. It just adds a little bit of extra sustain to the sound. The bridges are also different, and that includes the pickup and the material. So the pickups themselves, on the YEV Standard, you actually have a double-sided pickup on both sides of the bridge, and that's what connects to the electronics on the inside of the instrument. On the YEV Pro, we have only a half shield bridge, which means you're only going to see the pickup on one side of the instrument. What that does is it allows the bridge to vibrate more freely, so while you're playing, you get that rich resonance. We've also added ARE technology to this bridge. We use ARE a lot at Yamaha. So we use precise control over the temperature, the humidity, the atmospheric pressure to make it sound like old wood. So you think of how like a traditional, really old violin sounds made in the 17 or the 1800s. We can actually mimic that with the ARE technology, which that on top of the half shield pickup, on top of the hollow body on the inside, lends this to a more professional sound for a higher level player. On a traditional violin, it's all made out of wood, it's hollow on the inside except for the sound post, but on the inside, if you take it apart, you have a sound block at the top and a sound block at the bottom. The placement of the input jack is actually right in the spot where that sound block would be. So if you're plugging in, say, a wireless system, it tucks right in on the inside, and when someone is playing, it actually doesn't disrupt the balance of the instrument. If you have a long cable coming out, sometimes it can go one way or another. You're playing for a long time and you end up getting fatigued and a little sore in your shoulder. So this kind of negates that, which is Yamaha innovation at its finest. Both the YEV Standard and the YEV Pro come in 4-string or 5-string. The 5-string adds the low C, so you can play that, a violinist can play it or a violist can play it. And then they both come in amazing colors. For the YEV Standard, we have natural and we have black. And then in the YEV Pro, we have natural brown, natural black, and this amazing deep red color. Now let's listen to the tonal differences between the YEV Standard and the YEV Pro. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions about the Yamaha YEV violins or any other Yamaha instruments, contact your Sweetwater sales engineer or visit sweetwater.com.